By the IDF spokesperson, Major Doron Spielman. Major, thank you for being here tonight. And we are now hearing from a hospital telling CNN that women and children were part of those killed in an Israeli airstrike on a residential building in Rafah, where civilians told to flee for safety. Can you confirm that the IDF did strike this residential building in Rafah? And do you know how many people were killed as a part of this strike?
Thank you for having me, Kaitlan. The scenes coming from Gaza are incredibly difficult scenes for me. I think for anybody that's watching them, to see the suffering of the Gazan people. Rafah is supposed to be a humanitarian area. There should be no fighting whatsoever going on in the Rafah area. We designate it as a humanitarian area. That is where humanitarian goods come into. The issue is that Hamas are firing constant rockets from that area towards Israel. We had numerous rockets that have been fired. We've had thousands of rockets that have been fired since October 7th, and many of them, especially today, come directly from that area. And I think, like any army in the world, if there is rocket fire coming from a location, before those rockets hit your people, you try to disable them and eliminate them. The problem is Hamas are firing them from civilian areas. That is constantly the problem again and again and again in Gaza.
But so the IDF did strike a residential building in Rafah.
I have no consistent idea about that specific strike. There are strikes taking place in Gaza all throughout the day. And if there is, that information is available, we will announce it. What I can tell you is it's consistent that Hamas is firing from next to mosques and hospitals and schools. We've seen all of their tunnels, one of which I was in yesterday, that their tunnels go directly under hospitals, as we've shown. They purposely planted their infrastructure in this area way before this conflict began, Kaitlan, so that you and I would have this conversation. It goes right into their playbook. How can we divert pressure from Hamas, they ask themselves, by burying ourselves into civilians so that the world will pressure Israel to stop? We have got to stop playing into their hands and realize they are the address for everything happening in Gaza.
Major, I do want to ask you about other video that we have not really gotten an answer from the IDF on. I'm hoping you can provide a more fulsome one. It's from an Israeli photojournalist, and it shows a group of men, but it also shows two young boys who were stripped down to their underwear. There were the other males. They appear to be teens and adults. These two young boys obviously are not. Why did the IDF detain these two young boys, and why were they forced to also strip down to their underwear?
I can tell you, Kaitlan, we have to ask ourselves a question. Why are there two young boys in a lineup with Hamas terrorists in the middle of a football field? Like, why? This is, again, we have this protocol where we don't want our soldiers to be blown up by explosives that are body wrapped around explosives. We've seen them on children. We've seen them retrofitted for children. And it is common that before we get close to a Hamas terrorist, we ask them to lift up their shirt and pull down their pants that there are no explosives on them. They then get dressed and they leave. But why are these children with Hamas? And this is another example where we can see how Hamas are using civilians and children and schools en masse. They never should have been there in the first place. I don't want to see these pictures. As a matter of fact, I don't want to see any of these pictures because we didn't want to be in Gaza in the first place. But it's time that we call, Kaitlan, on the world calls on Hamas. Remove yourself from all civilians immediately, and the humanitarian crisis will end.
But the IDF did detain these two young boys. Do you have information on why they were detained? Were they with Hamas fighters? Because we haven't even gotten that confirmed from the IDF. And is it IDF protocol to have children also part of this larger group of teens and adult males stripped down in this stadium?
Again, I can tell you, Kaitlan, our protocol is to move all civilians out of the way. As we've seen day after day after day, we lose our element of surprise, calling on families.
Okay, but nothing on these two young boys
children
specifically.
Move out of the way of the Hamas fighters. What I can see in front of me, and I see the scenes just like you do, there is a protocol that if we are afraid of explosive devices, unfortunately, as I mentioned, we have found suicide vests that were retrofitted for children. And so Hamas, would any of us be surprised if Hamas would send a child with a suicide vest to blow themselves up? I don't think so, because Hamas has no problem killing Israeli children and burning them alive. They have no problem hiding underneath the ground beneath the Gazan children, and they have no problem sending a Gazan child with an explosive vest. So unfortunately, they should never be there in the first place. But if they are, I wouldn't want to see my son go close to one of those kids and have him blow himself up. It's an unfortunate reality of the way Hamas plays the game. And again, it's deplorable that they use civilians. We've got to call an end to them doing this.
Okay, we've asked the IDF multiple times for context, for comment on this specific example, and so far, no one has provided us with that more than 24 hours later. I'm still hoping that we can get more details on what this is here. But I do want to ask you, Major, about this warning that came from Benny Gantz yesterday, saying that the quote was a stopwatch for a diplomatic solution is running out. Does that mean that Israel is threatening that there will be action in this war on a second front against Hezbollah?
I can tell you, Kaitlan, that from the 7th of October, we've had 1,500 rockets. I was just up there 2 days ago from Hezbollah towards Israel. This is a totally unprovoked attack. We never crossed over a border. We never initiated a single attack against Hezbollah, but we have an entire northern strip of Israel. You've been to Israel, you know those communities. Tens of thousands of people cannot go home and their homes are being hit by rockets. At the very minimum, we have to enable our people to go home. And the only way that's going to happen is if Hezbollah stops firing. We've been incredibly patient, pinpoint hitting their forces. As we've said, this cannot go on much longer. The diplomatic community, the stopwatch is ticking very clearly, Kaitlan. If they cannot rein in Hamas, we will rein in Hamas, and we have operational plans to do so.
And does that mean strikes or going into Lebanon? What does that look like?
Whatever it's going to take from an operational point of view. Obviously, we want to risk our soldiers as little as possible, but Hamas are burrowed into the ground. They have, let's not forget, they are 5 or 6 times larger than Hamas. Their arsenal includes GPS-guided weapons that can take down buildings all throughout central Israel. They literally could create an entire terror umbrella over the state of Israel. They've been backed and trained by Iran for decades, and they are a serious terror army. When push comes to shove, if the diplomatic community cannot take care of this, we will use whatever weapons and means at our disposal to take them out.
Major Doron Spielman, thank you for your time tonight.
Thank you, Kaitlan.
Just ahead here.